Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Sandra. I'm a mom who's been touched by addiction, and for those that have been watching knows that I lost my son over a year ago. And here we have Luke, who has been in recovery for some time, and he's an advocate, and it's been amazing because we've done a number of videos and we like to give our different perspectives on things. You know, as a mom, as someone who has been touched by addiction, and as someone that has family and loved ones and was in addiction. Today's topic is a really tough one. We're going to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, other people forgiving us, and us forgiving them, and vice versa. Ugh. It's a tough subject, and I can't even talk because we've had so many discussions here. We've been talking for a while now. And we thought we would just come on and wing it. And really, in the end, we want your perspective. What do you do if someone isn't forgiving you for something that you may have done that affected them, and, you know, you've made amends to them? So I know with you, when you were in active addiction, shitty things happen. You did shitty things. But then you also have worked a program, you've done amends, and you've had experiences that have been challenging.
Yeah, they have, like, the forgiveness, especially when you're in active addiction, I've done a lot of things that have hurt people. I was like a tornado ripping through people's lives. Like, if you got involved with my life, you were affected in some sort of way. And I think there's we know that there's things we've done that are bad, so that kind of, like, you almost kind of want to hide from it and bury it down. And when I got into recovery, I had a long list of people that I had to make those amends with.
Right.
And some people aren't going to forgive you or accept that, because some people's point of view is like, there's things you've done that are unforgivable, right? And stuff. And I've had to learn how to forgive myself and other people for things that happened in my life. And I think one of the biggest ones for me, like, just to share on, like, an experience is, I was sharing with you earlier, I blew up a Christmas dinner, which I grew up going to my mom's side, and I was drinking, had a lot of anger and doing drugs, and I assaulted a cousin really bad with a weapon, which it ruined Christmas for our family. Like, people didn't talk to each other for years, almost 7 years, and when I reached out to make amends, some people, took it and accepted it, and some people said they want nothing to do with me. It was so traumatic, they don't feel safe around me. But a couple months later, some of those people reached back out and wanted to see me, and it was a couple of my aunts, and my one aunt, right away when I seen her, like, started crying. I started crying, and, she even apologized to me for some things that she said. I made amends to her, and she said the words, like, I forgive you, like, for the past. And you could just see, like, the weight come off of her shoulders with that. Because, like, forgiveness isn't for that person. Like, it really is for us to let go of, like, that hatred or that resentment. And it taught me a valuable lesson that, if you do that, we're free from ourselves. Just like I shared with you when I was sexually abused. I got to see that person in person, and I had so much anger towards this person. I wanted justice, I wanted revenge, thinking thoughts of, like, harming this person. And I remember running into them somewhere while I was doing therapy and working a program, and I got to, look at this person, and I meant it. I said, I forgive you for the past. Like, I hold no hatred towards you. Like, I wish you the best. And that was for me to be free from that.
Wow.
And that person doesn't rent space in my head today with all of that that's going on. And I think we want to hear about, like, what other people's experiences, because there are some people in my life that aren't forgiving me. There's some people in my life that look at me as this person in that time that did things and harmed people. They would call me a piece of shit. I'm a terrible person. And being in recovery, I got to try and walk through that and accept the fact that sometimes you can harm people and they're at a place where they're not going to forgive you. And I don't need to seek that forgiveness, because I know in myself it isn't for me. It's for them, them to be free and navigating that in recovery, trying not to go down into a place of, like, I am a piece of shit. Like, I am my past. Like, that's been a tough battle. Yeah.
And this is a dilemma where you're doing the work and you are a different person. You are not your past.
Mm-hmm.
You have made amends. You are dealing with consequences. You are changing your life. You are a better human being today.
Mm-hmm.
All those things that happened. And, you know, I've talked about this in the past. When it comes to addiction, like, I know I've always tried to rescue my son at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but he had to go through consequences to get him to a recovery point. And consequences is part of what you did. And you are dealing with the consequences,
Still,
right?
yeah,
Still to this
still.
day.
Yeah.
And so you were able to forgive yourself. And when that other person isn't willing to forgive you, we have no control over what other people do, right? And so it's like our logical mind is like, we know that we forgive ourselves and we can move forward. We would love that person to forgive us, but if they choose not to, we still need to live our life, our best life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how do we do that? Like, and there's all these psychological reasons why you should be able to do it, but in reality, it's hard work. With everything that you've gone through, you could easily say, F this, I'm going back to drinking, to using, to whatever.
Yeah.
So it's staying on the program and staying on working on yourself.
Yeah, that's...
Like, is there anything that helped you to get through it? Because this is tough.
Yeah, like we talked about this too, me and you, right? About like my family. So like my nieces and nephews have never seen me in that state. Like they were really young, but my sister and my brother have. So there's some moments in my life where I've realized that there are some people that, you know, aren't, you know, they're gonna see me in the light that they see me when I, you know, caused harm on them. And if I could go back and take away all of that, I would trade so much to take away somebody else's pain on my behalf of my actions. But what's kept me going, because I've had moments where you're almost like, you almost want to give up. You're letting it spin in your head when it's like you're still paying for the consequences and have to still pay for them. You're like, man, I am a bad person. And you start having that self-talk. But what's been helping me too is looking back at what I've accomplished up until now. And also I have nieces and nephews that are counting on their Uncle Luke for who he is today. I have a mom and dad who are counting on their son for who I am today. I have my sister, my brother who are counting on me. So focusing on those people that have my back and love me, the ones that set boundaries at the start, the hard boundaries where I had to show through action that I was changing, I got to think of them, because if I give up, not only do maybe there's people out there that are like, good, you know, maybe they hope to see me give up and go down a bad road just so they can say, see.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have that happen with my family.
Best revenge is success.
It's success, yeah, right?
And for me, I didn't see you in those dark times, but I could imagine them because I've lived it with Ben. But what I see is, and you know, show your love, people, because so many people, Luke, have reached out to me and says like, Luke is amazing. You have helped so many people. And I'm getting goosebumps and I get emotional because I feel that you're a gift and that you have done so much good. So yes, focusing on those people that love you and the positive work that you've done. And I always would say to my kids, send love to those people that are doing you wrong. Send them love, because they have their own struggles that we aren't aware of. They may not forgive something that we've done, but we don't have to allow it to affect us, right? And so, like you said, don't give them real estate in your head. Stand in your power and know that you've done good. And those experiences and that you have lived does not define you.
No,
although it has brought you to this place. Where you are sharing your story, because we know you and I are two people.
Yeah.
But there are thousands and thousands of people that are in the same shoes as us.
They're exact same shoes.
Whether they're the loved one, the person that might be in active addiction, or the person that may be in recovery. And we are just voicing what we've gone through to help people understand. Because people are ashamed, they feel their stigma, and they don't talk about it.
No, Yeah.
And we can't be any more real here. We don't have all the answers.
No.
We will not pretend to know all the answers.
I'm trying to navigate it.
Exactly. We're living one day at a time.
Trying to navigate it.
Exactly. And wouldn't it be a beautiful world if everybody forgave everybody and that would be ideal. But we need to continue living our best life, knowing that, some people may not be happy with what we're doing or, or what you've done to them So really it's giving people the grace and understanding that we do change.
Yeah.
You are not that person that did those things.
Mm.
I've done shitty things in the past. That's not who I am. We are who we are. We're human beings and we make mistakes. Yeah. Have you made a mistake? Anybody out there? Who out there has never made a mistake?
Right? That's a big thing, because when I used to judge people very hard, it was because I was so upset with the things that I've done and I haven't come to terms with trying to fix that, right? And so that's where I always would point the finger and that whole cast the stone, right? Yeah, right? Like how many fingers. And I think one more thing I just want to say too is like a big little prayer that I like to use when this happens is like, bless them, change me. Like I just want to keep changing. And I've always looked for revenge, like for people to get what they deserve, and it always affected me. And somebody can go spend tons of time in jail or whatnot, but until I find it deep down inside of me to let go of that somehow, that person, me, myself, if I was to go to jail, I could be more free in my head and in my heart in a cell than somebody is holding on to the resentment and the revenge that they want. Wow. Because it only kills us, drinking the poison, hoping for somebody else to die.
Exactly. Yeah. That's heavy. And so true. So true.
Yeah.
Forgiveness.
I want feedback.
I want feedback too. First of all, show your love to Luke because he is not his past. He's done amazing work, and I know he's helped me. You have helped me immensely. I can't even put it into words. Share what you do. How do you forgive? How do you deal with someone not forgiving you, although you're not that person anymore? We'd love to hear from you. And remember, where there is breath,
there is hope.
Amen. Peace out. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.